My name is Kwanji Chan, and at the moment I'm head chef in the Cliff House Hotel in Armore. And I was born in Hong Kong, and I arrived here when I was 10 in Buncrana, just a town up about 15 minutes away, and that's where I was reared up. I started off in Chinese cooking, just basic takeaways, cooking, like rice and stuff like that, boiling rice and all. And then I went to Kellybegs to train for a couple of years. What we've decided for the Inishfood dish tonight is it's a scallop dish that we're doing in the Cliff House in Armore, because we thought it fit in very well, with the Donegal theme. So we used the colours of the green and the gold as well to make it more Donegal, to kind of suit it for the dish, So we made used squash and spinach, and we used sea spinach as well, samphire, all the green. We all came from Kellybegs, and there was just a couple of teachers there. And our time was, pretty strict, I think it was a good school, and because it was such a small unit in school, and it was really concentrating on, there was cooking, and that was concentrated on cooking, and I think there was more of a, community, because there's such a small community in a small area, everybody kind of stuck together and become really good friends,
My name's Derek Cray. I was born about 1.5 miles from here in a small town called Calais. I'm now development chef at Finnebroke, which is just outside Downpatrick, and our main clients would be Marks & Spencer's and Sainsbury's. The dish I've made for the chef's homecoming dinner is it's a little pork terrine, pickled Jerusalem artichoke. I've used a cider and hawthorn essence and enhanced with some flowers pickle. I'm going to put some little pistachios on there. There's black pudding in the dehydrator at the moment. I'm sort of looking for a crispy outside, soft centre ideas, but that's still work in progress. I'm going to also, what else is on there? There's several little foraged items on there as well. Whenever Donald first approached me to come back and cook at Inishfood, I mean, without hesitation, I said yes, based on the success of last year and where I see this going in the future. I mean, for me personally, it's yes, brilliant to come back to Donegal, cooking in my own sort of hometown, and cooking for a lot of family and friends here as well tonight, which a lot of them haven't tasted my cuisine before. So, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of competition in the kitchen, and just for relatives and friends to taste the food. So no, I mean, I'm hoping now that this is the beginning. When they say Inishfood, that they associate Derek Cray and they associate several other chefs with it, because I fully anticipate to be here this time next year again. So.
My name is Stephen Gibson, and I'm a chef and co-proprietor of Pichet restaurant in Dublin. I grew up in Letterkenny, about 20 miles from here. So I'm originally from Dublin, but my family sort of moved when I was 3.5 up to Donegal. So I sort of did all my schooling here, went to Kellybegs, and then went off. So it's nice for me to be back up here now. This is the first time I've sort of cooked a night in Donegal in about 15 years. So yeah, the dish I'm doing is a mackerel dish, mackerel is probably one of my favourite fish. It's relatively cheap, so it's nice to use it, So what I'm doing is I'm filleting the mackerel, and I'm going to spread it with horseradish paste, and then I'm wrapping it in brick pastry, which is quite similar to a spring roll pastry. So when you pan fry your mackerel, you can actually see the mackerel through the pastry, but you're going to get that lovely crunch of the pastry before you hit the mackerel, and then it's going to have that lovely fragrance of horseradish. And then I'm just marrying that with a salad of potato, beetroot, and some pickled cucumber, and some avocado puree. So it's going to be lovely and light and simple. I rang Donald yesterday, and I told him all week I was doing mackerel, and he was sort of on the phone to me saying, I've got 2 boats out fishing for it now, and that's amazing. We don't have that same luxury in Dublin.
I'm Raymond Moore, head chef, Harry's Restaurant, and I'm a native dairyman, but I think I'm getting adopted Donegal wise in the show, so it's all good. Just having peers that you respect and you really like, it's just, my heart's going 90 miles an hour here, and some of them have been here since yesterday, but it's, just having that quality as chef in the kitchen, you're just picking up so much. It's just like I've learned little bits and pieces just watching them. and they're so willing and open to share as well. They're not hiding any secrets. It's fantastic, it really is.
Gary O'Hanlon from Viewmount House in Longford, and from Ramelton, County Donegal. Good to be home. The dish I'm going to do tonight, it's one I've been using over the last few months in Viewmount House. It's a Donegal roast of beef from Longford. I'm using the feller blade, which I cook at about 66 degrees for about 48 hours. And it's basically like a little twist on a classic for me. It's going to be steak, eggs and parsley. So with the parsley, I'm gellifying it into a little gel, and I'm going to do an egg, a little 64-degree egg, a little mayonnaise onion. I'm making a little brown sauce actually with black garlic, a little bit of tamarind, and we're going to finish that with a morel sep foam and a veal vinaigrette. So lots of little steps, but yeah, nice tasty little dish, I hope.
Okay, my name is Sharon Harkin. I'm from Letterkenny, born, and I work in the Curvan. I'm a pastry chef in the Curvan restaurant in Dublin. Tonight I'm going to do kind of a take on rhubarb and custard. I want to kind of keep it country in the theme that we are in Donegal, and I know here this place emphasises using local produce, and I just kind of wanted to keep in tune with that as well. And rhubarb and custard is very traditional. So I have in the form of custard, I have a freestanding creme brulee, and also the ice cream, which is flavoured with hay, which is from Donegal and made with raw goat's milk, which was actually milked from my friend's goats this morning, still warm. I took it into the restaurant to make my ice cream. And for the rhubarb then, I have nice little shot glasses with rhubarb parfait, nice little real kick to it, rhubarb jelly with a nice little bit of hay milk foam then on top. And then we're going to make a little brandy snap cigar with a rhubarb foam inside that. And that's pretty much it. A couple little custard macaroons and a few things going on there.
Cheers, Sally.